Hey everybody, Nikki here again from the Society of Witchcraft and Old Magic. Um, I just wanted to make some statements about our order in general for public knowledge, for people to possibly consider and really think about before they considered potentially joining this order, to really understand what it is about. I actually do spend a lot of time educating people and giving all of the details about how we operate and what we're about before they join. But still, what happens, not a lot, but relatively often, is that people will invest and be there for a while and then all of a sudden up and leave claiming, that something about it is not right for them. Um, so I think people change and that's fine. So maybe what's right for them changes down the line. Um, but accepting what something is important in bringing it into your life. So this has been heightened recently because of how tense our society is in terms of politics, in terms of important racial matters, and people are very angry and impassioned with perfect justification. We need to be. Um, However, that those actions um, aren't something that you are actively working on necessarily in every different individual arena in your life. Internally, yes, but when you're at work, you'd still have to focus on your job. If you are in a class learning about witchcraft, that is still what you're focusing on at the time, even though you have important causes that you support in your life. Let's hope that your individual and internal personal growth simply helps you to be a better conduit for positive change in that cause. Anyway, my point is that the Society of Witchcraft and Old Magic is a private occult order. So, what that means is that lots of our members are incognito and completely in the closet as far as being witches for their own personal reasons, none of which are anyone else's to judge. So they aren't necessarily going to want to go out there and say, I'm a witch and I stand for Black Lives Matter. Or I'm a witch and and my order, the Society of Witchcraft, supports this particular cause. So privacy is an issue in terms of being an activist group. We are not an activist group. We allow people of all different political leanings and lifestyles and philosophies to learn and study together and do magic in our group. Our private forums and the way that we operate as a whole remain apolitical so that our focus when we are together can be on sorcery. Learning the skills of a magician, that is our main purpose. Our main purpose is to help individuals learn and empower their skills as a magician and or sorcerer. And that is it. I do believe that the best change comes from within oneself rather than trying to force it externally. But and so my talent as a teacher is really best put to use on the internal level, helping each person be as empowered and best that they can. We really are not active. Our group itself is not active in the larger witchcraft or pagan community or in any public or social forums. So one of the complaints that I've had is people feeling that we don't take a stand. Well, individually we do, but we don't as an order. because that is not our role. And as I said, we have people of all different political causes and philosophies, and they're all going to be treated equally and fairly, and I'm not going to cater to anyone. That being said, the Society of Witchcraft and Old Magic does not tolerate racism, sexism, or any judgment or prejudice based on sexuality, lifestyle choices, or anything like that, as long as there is no harm to the other people of the Society of Witchcraft and Old Magic. So we don't tolerate any of that stuff, and we don't preclude membership based on any of that stuff. But our focus in the group is on magic and not politics. This is just an aside, but every real magician that is very skilled and knowledgeable that I have ever learned from never refuses to ever mix magic and political issues. There's very good reasons for that. And I tend to agree. And I won't go into that in this particular video, maybe in the future. So here are some things that have been trying to tell to some of my members when they get very impassioned about current political issues and wanting to be involved in them. Do be involved, and I tell them it's fine to be, we're not a controlling group. Like, you can be in the Society of Witchcraft and Old Magic and be in all kinds of other groups as long as you adhere to our privacy oaths regarding our materials and such. So you can still have all the benefits of learning magic and having a lot of resources and people at your disposal, but have a witchy activist group elsewhere where you get to feel productive in that way that you're looking for. So there's no reason why you can't also do that. I mean, if you, as a metaphor, if you grow a lot of flowers in your yard and roses are your favorite, and roses, the roses are needing a little extra care right now, they're in trouble, you're going to tend them. You're going to put special effort on them. Does that mean that you cut down and throw away all of the peonies and the salvia and the other things that grow there that you love? No, you don't have to throw away something like this because it is not something else. And this is a point that I think people lose sight of when they start to get very enraged and impassioned, and there's blinders on that everything has to be in that one box. But there's all kinds of other things you can have in your life, and you don't have to throw them away. The other thing is that I try to suggest to people who are feeling really impassioned and wanting to do political things with their magic, that they ask other members in our forum, if you want to do this, let's create a private message discussion where those who are interested in this particular cause can talk and work together and do stuff. Great. That way it's not forcing all of the people who don't want to mix magic and politics in our main forum to do it. But they still have connection and an outlet and a way to work on this together. So there are options, but a lot of times people still, like I said, they're looking at it like this and saying, if this group is not political the way that I want it to be, then it's not for me. So I just want that to be considered both by our existing members and by people considering joining, so that you understand where we're coming from. This is an old school traditional occult order. It's apolitical. And for people who have a problem with that, then yeah, we may not be for you, and that's okay. But I just want to be clear that there are choices. Not everything has to be so black and white. In fact, a lot of times that's the problem with our culture, is that we have insisted that everything be it's my way or not. You know, it's this camp or this camp, and we're divided. Well, the Society of Witchcraft and Old Magic is actually a neutral zone where we're not divided. And I like to think that we get to create that little microcosm and hopefully take the benefits of that out into the world with each of us when we go. Um, well, there's just a lot on my mind lately, as you can see, and the tensions of the time have shown, you know, in the choices and behaviors of a lot of our people, and it's no offense to anyone in particular, it's just something that happens. Um, but I'm trying to show other points of view on it, and to not only be functioning with those blinders. And to be kind and not judge everyone for not doing things the way that you would want to do them. We all have our roles and are trying to use our talents in the ways where they work best. I am most talented at teaching and empowering at the individual level. And there are so many other people whose talents are different from mine, and I am so thankful that they are out there doing the things that they do with their talents. And that's the way that it is. Let's be open, let's be kind, let's be grateful for the things that we have in the moment that we have them, and not just throw them away when we are enraged or projecting our desires onto them. Probably the next video to come up will be on non-binary trending and how that is affecting people's take on classical witchcraft.